Good morning, happy Tuesday. Today's topic is on the topic of rumination. You might have heard this keyword before. Rumination is basically an obsessive way of thinking about a topic, a situation, or a choice. It is when, as humans, we are unable to stop our thinking about the same topic and we just keep going round and round thinking about the same thing over and over again. It is really a problem when it gets in the way of our social and our occupational everyday living. So the question is, how do we get rid of it? Do we need to get rid of it? And what do we do about it? As I said before, it is a problem only if it is getting in the way of your work, your social life. And I'll give you an example. If you're unable to focus when you're at work, if you're unable to focus when you're sitting in class, if you're unable to enjoy your friends when you're on a night out, that is really when it's a problem. The first question that I would be asking myself if I was ruminating, and by the way, I do want to say that every person in their lifetime at some point will ruminate about a certain situation. It's really problematic when it's over and over again about different topics. And of course, even if it's on one topic, but it's taking a really long period out of your life, and it's not a quick 2-3 day kind of a situation where you're really focusing about making a change or making a choice, then that's really when it's a problem. So the first question I would ask myself if I was ruminating is, am I ruminating about a topic that is solvable or unsolvable? If it is solvable, then okay, there is more reason to think. But if it's completely out of your hands and something that you have no control over, then that's really when ruminating is dangerous and it can cause a lot of depression and anxiety. Also, I have to mention that rumination is basically a symptom of anxiety and depression, and it is usually very common in people who are experiencing high levels of anxiety and high levels of depression. So let's say that you are talking about a topic that is resolvable. At what point do you need to stop and how can you stop? The first thing on my list is to journal. And I always tell you guys this. So journal, write down exactly what it is that you're thinking about, what it is that you're worried about. The reason I always say journal is because it is a way for you to bring your thoughts out of your mind and onto the paper. And it essentially feels like you are taking a stance against a non-stop thinking when you take it from your mind and you put it on a piece of paper. Number 2 on my list is to use distraction techniques for immediate relief. What kind of a distraction technique do I recommend for something like this is always the rubber band technique. And what the rubber band technique is, essentially you just put a rubber band around your wrist and you literally just snap it when you're thinking about the same obsessive topic. And what it does, it immediately sends a signal to your brain that says stop. And the best way of dealing with rumination is what is the opposite of rumination, which is mindfulness. Mindfulness means practicing being in the here and now and living moment for moment and really paying attention to your surrounding and your present. And when you practice mindfulness, you are essentially going against thinking about something that's in your past or your future, and because you're thinking about what is exactly in your present. And the last thing I want to say about rumination is to really allow ourselves to understand that certain things are happening in our life that we have no control over, and to allow ourselves to be okay with that and to sit with that, and to understand that certain things are in our journey for a reason that we might not understand right now. So being in the present and understanding that is really what we all want to learn and what all gurus are capable of. And for most of us, unfortunately, we have to practice a lot of guided meditation and practicing being mindful for us to be able to do that. I am going to link some really good guided meditations for you guys to follow if you're experiencing some rumination, and with practice it gets better and better. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you guys next Tuesday for our next topic. Thank you.